Coming to you from Sports Gamers Online Stadium at the home of the 2025 SFL Convention, Baltimore, Maryland. Welcome to another beautiful Sunday night here in the SFL on YouTube, as tonight the Houston Headhunters come into town to take on the Baltimore Vultures. Hello everybody, Ethan Muslin here with my partner, Mr. Alex West. Alex, Houston is 0-5 against Baltimore, and that order is now even taller now that their main quarterback, O.J. Bruin, out for this week. They are going to have to go to their backup quarterback, Shane Matthews, to do the work. Is this going to be a tall order for Houston to hang? Can they keep up with this Baltimore offense?
Well, it is the SFL, so anything is possible. You can never write off a game as over before it started, because we have seen backup quarterbacks lead teams to victory before. Baltimore has had to rely on a backup quarterback to keep them in the game in week one. In 2 seasons ago, we've seen a quarterback lead a comeback against Baltimore. We've seen multiple instances of backup quarterbacks getting wins or getting overtime games against teams as several times last season. So don't just call this one a loss already, but it is the tallest of orders for Houston to avoid going 3-3 in this game.
Absolutely. Big deep kickoff there for Baltimore to start this game. They're going to take the touchback to the 20-yard line, and they're facing off against the top quarterback in the league in Jack Wigmore. 1,245 yards, leads the league in passing yards, second in the league in touchdowns with 18th with 10 interceptions. So the ratio is a -2. One of the more better ones you'll see here in the league so far. Wigmore with a pass to the left side will be completed to Benji Matson for a 9-yard gain.
Nice, consistent way to get some yards on the first play of the game. You always want to see some positive motion, and I love that they go to Wigmore early, try and get him settled in.
Get an early start on that passing attack. They are very good at doing that. There'll be a run up the middle for Warren Murray. We get up to about the 35-yard line for a first down. Murray having himself a decent season so far, 222 yards on the season. 6 touchdowns, though, puts him top in the league in scoring for running backs. Here's a quick pass, and it's a little early there on the pass. It's incomplete. That one intended for Mac Chima.
And that one's just a little bit off target, overthrown, but at the same time, you don't want to give anyone in a Headhunter jersey a chance at the ball, so keep playing it safe.
High formation here for 2nd and 10. And they will put Matson in motion down to the right side. Looking at that clock a little bit on the quick pass, and it is completed on the quick step to Ivory Irvin. It goes down for an 8-yard gain. Now they got a 3rd and manageable.
Fitting it in a tight window there, and great job by Ivory to collect that one, even though he knows that a hit has to be coming.
Quick correction, that was not Murray on that run up the middle for 5. That was GP Wells on the starting position. There's the run up the middle. There's Wells again. He gets the first down, and it was about for 4 or 5 yards. They bring it up to the 45.
This front 5 for Baltimore doing everything they need to give plenty of time for Wigmore and plenty of gaps for Wells to slip between.
It's quite an interesting game for Wells. This Houston team is his former franchise. Wigmore to throw. Open man. Oh, off the hands of Chima. Incomplete.
And that's an absolute head scratcher. This is a 10-season veteran, a 2-time All-Star. Where's the miscommunication there for that to just bounce off his hands? Get this man some stickum.
Got to get a little bit of that rubbery substance they put on the gloves nowadays to haul them in with the one hand. Go back to the 2 receivers in the eye. Wigmore to throw. Up the middle. It's caught, but fumbled away to the defense. I think that might have been caught in the air. That's Brady Clark. 45. Garrett Evans taking it away.
And what a disaster this is. 2 back-to-back absolute blown plays by Chima, who's got to be in utter disbelief. He loses a simple catch earlier, and now this time he makes the catch but puts it on the ground.
We will see a challenge on this play. as Dr. Tom Paternini will throw the red flag. We'll take a retroactive look at this play brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console on the go at GoRetroid.com. So we'll see. It's definitely a catch. He makes a move. I think that's got to be a football move, but I think even so, the ball got caught before it hit the ground.
Need to see another. I would love to have seen another angle, but they see what they need to.
So they say the ruling on the field is overturned. So there was no possession before the fumble. I guess the ball did hit the ground when it got picked up by Evans. So it will be an incomplete pass. Baltimore will keep the ball at the 45.
Home fans breathing a sigh of relief at that one.
Yeah, I thought that was a pick in the air, if you ask me, but I guess it was just enough to touch the turf. And the pass there again, the redemption for Chima as he catches it at the Houston 40-yard line. And what a conversion for third down.
At last, he finally breathes in, breathes out, runs that post route again, makes the catch, gets hit, but this time does everything he needs to give this team a first set of downs, and they're in the enemy territory.
Great pass there for Chima. After a couple of missed targets, his first catch of the day goes for 15. They mark it at the 39-yard line of Houston. Baltimore moving this ball. Wigmore to throw. And, oh, it's intercepted! And there you go. Figured no matter what happens, Garrett Evans will come away with the football.
They take away a glorious play from him once, but he says, fine, I'll just make another one. Kill the drive anyway. It doesn't matter.
He'll do it himself. So now it will be Shane Matthews under center for this Houston offense. As we mentioned, O.J. Bruin out for this week, taking care of some business, but we will hope to see him back on the field soon enough. Matthews from under center will hand it off. And a run up the middle for Josh Slapp, who's been doing very well for himself this season, leading the league in rushes, yards, and touchdowns.
Not only that, he's only been in the league for 3 seasons, but he's already got one All-Star nod back to season 22. He really is someone to watch.
They're going to hand this off to Vicarian on the pitch outside. Oh, and a big hit from Giovanni Bolt. Vicarian will be stopped 2 yards short. And you're absolutely right there. Slapp has been a phenomenal running back these past couple seasons. I mean, it's one of the reasons I had him on my radar when he was eligible for a draft pick. We wanted someone like that. I mean, all the running backs in that class were amazing. But it was kind of a pick of the litter, really. But a lot of people had Slapp on their radar, including us, and we were always happy with who we got. 3rd and 2 from the eye. Handoff for Slapp right side. He's going to be stopped short of the line to gain. Frank Smith on the tackle.
Narrow window there to make a play, try and find your window, but Frank Smith was lurking, saw that gap open up, and zipped in. It was a nasty little move he did to go from covering the B gap to the C gap, and here we have a challenge.
Yeah, Damon Simeon throwing the challenge flag, thinking that he got the first down, so 2 times here tonight in the first quarter. We'll take another retroactive look at this play. Brought to you by Retroid. Get your console and play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. Remember, the yellow line is not official, but it is a good benchmark. Let's see if he made it. Ooh, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one to overturn. Let's see it.
I've seen ants that have more distance.
And they say the play stands. He did not make the first down, so that will be a timeout charged to Houston. I can't blame him for trying at the very least.
I don't hate it, but at the same time, it's fine. But at the same time, I trust my team to go get me half a yard. I
would too. I mean, why not go for it? But they will instead have Sonny J punt this ball away. Bit of a low snap, and it will be kicked down to the left side. Fielded around the 10-yard line. And a decent return for Ivory Irvin. He'll get the ball up to the Baltimore 16. So the interception does not convert to points, but it does convert to some decent field position for the Houston defense to possibly do some damage.
Ooh, look at this. Empty gun. Let's
Empty
go.
gun set here for Wigmore. Gonna go for the throw. On the left side is completed to Daly Holder. Wow, and the good pass goes for 8 yards. Let's quickly introduce this Baltimore Vulture offense. Quarterback Jack Wigmore. Running backs are Warren Murray, G.P. Wells. Fullback is T. Roy Gaines. Wide receivers are Ivory Irvin, David Anderson, Daly Holder, and Mac Chima. Tight ends Benji Madsen, Jackson Roberts. There's a handoff for Wells, who's going to get nowhere. On the line, you'll see Sir Charles, Ray Arnold, Olivia Bleeker on tackle, Alden Bleeker and Jay Arnold at guard, and manning the ball at center will be Dawn Johnson. It's now 3rd down and 2. Split tight ends, 2 receivers left. And it'll be a draw play. Wells caught behind traffic, and he's down for a loss. It might give him a little bit of forward progress, but Chris Britton the third with the stop.
And there's some real tough effort by the front 4 of the defense there to stand up their opposition and make those run gaps impossible to slip through. Way to just pin the halfback behind the line and make it easy for the rest of the team to flow around the line and follow that up.
Punt underway from Matty Coffins, being returned by DR Sim, the Hall of Famer, and Houston's going to have real good field position to be set up on their own 40-yard line.
Now, having this field position is all well and good, but it's not going to mean much if they can't get some first downs together. I really need to see this offense move the ball effectively. They do have an absolute monster leg in Sonny J. If they can get within 50 yards, he's got it.
And they can do it on the feet of Josh Slapp, but this will be a throw. And some time in the middle will be completed to Israel Adams. So a little bit of throwing action there from the backup. It's good for a first down.
No fear. This is the first look that we're really seeing. They take a shot down the field, and he's looking, assesses the zone coverage, and throws in that window between the linebacker and the safety coverage deep. Definitely had the option to take the seam super deep, but he does the smart thing and not throwing a duck. There's a potentially underthrow that, and the safety just snags it.
It's a 20-yard completion to Israel Adams to get them into enemy territory. Mike St. Green going to go in motion. They'll have 4 bunch to the left side for first down. Matthews to throw in the pocket and gets it to DR Sim to the 17-yard line. 2 passes from the backup, and they are inside the red zone.
It's not as simple as plug and play. You can't just say that O.J. Bruin being missing doesn't hurt this team, but the receivers haven't noticed. They don't care. They're coming out with ferocity, and the Hall of Famer DR Sim setting the tone early, saying we are going to play every down.
So 2 passes for 38 yards combined. They're now at the 17-yard line of Baltimore. St. Green in motion to the left side. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Matthews rolls out to his right, has blocks. Oh, going for the middle and gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, DR Sim.
Unreal performance from the backup, finding and picking apart the coverage. He's diagnosing everything. Are you sure that this isn't a star player? Someone could use this man to a contract.
You are not wrong there. 3 consecutive passes from Shane Matthews, and they push it into the end zone for the score. And Houston on top of Baltimore, and the extra point now pending for Sonny J. Will now be a 7-0 ball game, bearing the point. And it is right down the middle. There it is, 7-0 Houston with 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. And you got to figure the Houston faithful are feeling pretty good right now tonight.
This is the absolute best case scenario. You can't make this stuff up. Houston's on top after stuffing Baltimore twice on offense on 2 separate offensive possessions.
Yeah, they have, Baltimore has moved down the field well on that first drive. It just ended up going for an interception, and there's another kick there for a touchback. And then the last drive they had, they went 3 and out. So the Houston defense really doing a good job stepping up.
Absolutely. And like the Headhunters offense humming along quite nicely, doing effective work through the air.
And that might be something that should be concerned about because Houston's defense, 5th in the league in pass deflections.
Oh my
G.P. Wells
God.
on the run gets nothing as Jason Peace fills the hole and brings him down.
He just smells that one coming from a mile away. Is like, I need to be right here. Thank you for the easy tackle.
So qualifies as about a quarter-yard gain. Second down and 10. Mac Chima, the man in motion to the left side. Setting up for Twins to the left. Wigmore to throw. Has plenty of time. Gonna go for the deep ball and overthrew his target. Incomplete. Matson was the intended receiver.
Lots of white jerseys in that area, too. I did not like that pass. I did not like where it was leading. There were too many people that were in coverage in that general area. He's fortunate that he just completely overthrew anyone and everyone.
And they will go empty back. 5 receivers. Quarter package here for Houston. Wigmore to throw. Deep to the left. Incomplete. Guy incognito on the coverage as David Anderson could not get to it.
Once again, just too much on this one. Wigmore is sailing these, putting some real zip on them. And I know he's a former MVP. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's definitely capable. But these are the kinds of throws that you need to be making. Get it under control.
This will be a punt here by Matty Coffins. And another return from Sim. Not going to get it as well of a return as he did before. But it will be brought back to the 38-yard line. So back to Houston's offense. Shane Matthews had 3 for 3 in that last drive, going for the touchdown. And now we might see a little bit more of Josh Schlapp on the ground. Oh no,
not on this play.
Oh, this is just pure onions right here. Matthews to throw, deep to the right, incomplete. DR Sim went for the catch, but it was broken up by Giovanni Bolt.
And honestly, I don't hate it at all. It worked twice in a row. Do it again. See if they stop it. This time they do stop it. So now you got to actually be honest on 2nd and 10. I do expect the run here.
They do have someone in the back. I think that is Schlapp in the backfield on the offset. The 3 receivers, it'll hand it off, and it will be Schlapp. Trying to spin around. Gets 5 on the play. We'll set up a 3rd and medium.
It's not that hard to call that run coming, but like now I'm feeling like Westradamus. I call another pass. I'm going to say levels.
Let's see. They got 3 receivers. Vicarian in the backfield. Matthews to throw. Has plenty of time. Going to go deep to the left side, and it's incomplete. Israel Adams, the intended receiver, but a little bit of a mishandling on that football. They'll have to punt it away.
Bit of a dangerous throw. One of the first questionable ones that we've seen from Matthews that was more towards a black jersey than to a white jersey. But at the same time, he was fire on that first drive.
So Sonny J will punt this away. Be taken right at the 20-yard line. Ivory Irvin gets about 7 on the return. Bring it back up to the 27-yard line. Let's give some love for the Houston Headhunter defense as they make their way onto the field tonight. On the line will be Chris Joseph, Denzel Maverick, Anthony Stover, and KT Slater. Linebackers are Jason Peace, Garrett Evans, Chris Britton III. Corners are John Barnhart, Kai Cash. Safeties, Guy Incognito, Brady Clark, who just rejoined in Week 4. Al Ingram III, and Blake Prine. First down from the 27. We're putting Gaines in the offset eye. There'll be a pitch. No, excuse me. Handoff to the right side for Wells. Who's ended up actually going to go down for a loss of 2.
Absolutely swarmed. That is just some great job sniffing out the run by the linebacker core. It's not just Garrett Evans who went to that football, although he arrives on the scene first. You see how everyone just collapses on that run as soon as it happens. Easy tackle, TFL.
Irvin going to go in motion to set up Twins to the right. Second down and 12 from the 25. Wigmore, pocket collapsing, gets the ball into the hands of Daley Holder, who's wrapped up at the 41-yard line, 21 and a first down.
And that's the kind of throw that the home crowd paid to see. That's what they expect from Wigmore, who's one of their squad's leaders. He's been here for 9 years. He's been here his whole career. They know him and they love him, and he knows that this crowd is behind him. Let's see if he settles in.
Sorry, that was a 16-yard catch for a holder on that play, but still for the 41. Handoff to Wells, trying to break through some lanes, and they'll end up getting about 3. It was a little difficult trying to run through traffic there on that last play.
Some tough sledding, I tell you. The Houston line is being particularly ferocious today.
They're going into the heavy offset eye here. They're going to hand off again. Here's Warren Murray with his first carry of the day. He'll get about 2 to 3 yards to set up 3rd down and 4.
I'm going to harp on it just one more time, I promise, but I am so impressed with how so far on this drive, how the Headhunters as a unit have responded to the runs. It's only the passes that have been getting behind them, and expect them to respond to that.
Wigmore will go for the throw here on 3rd. Gets some pressure and incomplete. Got that away just in time because he was about to get sandwiched with a defensive lineman and the turf.
The heat was coming. He knew it was arriving. He couldn't even get it off, get the pass in the air and on target before it arrived. Just a great defensive scheme there. They saw the pro split back, but were not fooled. They stayed in a nickel front, and that gave them plenty of coverage downfield. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, this will be a great return. Oh, that could be a little precarious. It was caught by Roy Towers, but I think the ball was in the end zone. They're going to probably put that at the 20. No, they're downing it at the 2.
What on earth? How? I would throw the flag here, but Houston has already thrown a flag this half. Talk about your special teams.
Wow, special teams from Roy Towers holding on to it and downing himself in the green stuff. And it'll be a run for Josh Slapp to get up to get a gain of 6.
Clarification on the rules. The ball is actually, on these kinds of situations when the defensive players are covering a punt, the ball is down where the player first possesses the ball, not where he lands whenever he is diving.
So and he was stepped on the 2-yard line. That's exactly where they put it. Vakarian trying to get outside the coverage of Alvin Mack, but cannot do so. So it'll set up 3rd down and 4 on the other side of this break. End of quarter number 1, and the Headhunters are on top in Baltimore. They lead it 7-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on YouTube. Aerial coverage of tonight's game brought to you by DAGS DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. You can learn more at DAGS, DAGGS, droneworks.com. Beautiful skyline there for Baltimore, Maryland. We're going to be seeing that one in a few months come convention time. Cannot wait to head over there.
Oh, I can't wait to see you there too, buddy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It'll be fun to go again. 3rd and 4 from the 8-yard line. Trips to the left. Matthews to throw. Going to the right side. One-handed grab by D.R. Sim at the 25. An incredible 3rd down conversion. Gets them out of the shadow of the end zone.
And if you won't say it, I will. That's our nice hands catch of the game. Look at this. Double coverage. Diving through the air with the greatest of ease. One-handed snag, and the hit comes. Kai Cash is waiting on the other end of that reception and throws his shoulder in, but D.R. Sim still brings that one in. How does he do it?
It is a nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K 23. I am in agreement. Matthews to hand this off. Oh, man! A big hit from Slapp. Taken down for a loss of 1 by Nate Brown.
Unbelievable one-on-one play. Nate Brown tossed aside the guard like he wasn't even there and just became the B-gap.
Here comes Matthews on the throw. He'll go down the middle. Oh, but it's intercepted! Picked off by Ben Stackenpaper. Down the left sideline. He's getting space, and he will score! Touchdown, Baltimore!
And it couldn't last forever, could it? The Vultures defense was not going to take this line down. they try to get the Headhunters try to get a little too cheeky, a little too air focused, getting away from the run here, and they get punished.
You see Young Vaught just planting Mike St. Green after the catch, and it was nothing but daylight for Ben Stackenpaper, hauling it in and bringing it home. And now Baltimore an extra point away from tying the ball game at 7 apiece. So the first big error of the night for Shane Matthews as the kick is up and through by Shark Tarkington. Now knotted up at 7 apiece here with 8:59 to go in the second quarter. But perhaps a little better field position will help this Houston offense move down the field.
One would hope, but also just I'm totally fine with them recentering and going back to the run a little bit more here.
DR Sim running it out to the 30. Penalty flag is down. We might have some extra yards on top of it. Yeah, that will be a few more yards tacked on. 15 as the person getting the fickle finger of fate waved at is Willie Jackson on Baltimore. So Houston will start out at their own 45-yard line. Pretty prime field position. Starting with 3 receivers and Slap in the backfield. Matthews to throw, going to stay with it, but it's incomplete. And Israel Adams, the intended receiver. Looked like he got double teamed there.
Looked like it, and I'm not saying it's over yet, and I'm not saying that there's not still some magic here, but it looks like the carriage might be reverting to a pumpkin. Is it 11:55, or has the clock struck midnight?
We shall see. We're going to go 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 4 on the rush for Matthews, stepping back, going to go for the catch. Gets it to Mike St. Green in enemy territory. Managed to get about 15 yards on that one.
And I am impressed by the sheer cojones from the Headhunters sideline to continue asking Shane Matthews to make these tough throws. This is a post route with man coverage and safety help deep. This is not a throw you can afford to sail at all. You have to deliver it on time and on target, and he does.
An interception, by the way, for Ben Stackenpaper, his first of this entire season. And interception number 45 for his career. Pitch out to the left for Josh Slap. Will get about 5 on the run.
Look at this. The Headhunters are marching. They're, at this point, about within range of Sonny J's leg. They get a yard or 2 more. That's well within field goal range.
Let's see, from the 36, you'd be looking at from 43, it'd be a 53-yarder here. Vicarian going to help with a few more yards, pushing a man down, gets it to the 25 and a first down.
Absolutely bulldozers through one target, and then from behind the tackle, shoves him forward another 5 on top of that. What a carry.
Young Vaught getting a little bit of comeuppance there after planting down Mike St. Green on the pick. Vicarian just planting him down to the turf on that run. Matthews to throw on first down. Going down the middle. One-handed grab from Sim. They'll credit him with 4 yards. Yeah, Houston now keeping themselves moving down the field. Still holding confidence in Shane Matthews to get the job done. Even after the pick. And that they are looking pretty primed to do so.
Lots of hands on the ground.
Slap tried to go for the run, but Alvin Mack was there to make him pay, and it's going to be no gain on the play.
That was something like 1 wide receiver, the rest tight ends, and a fullback against 8 in the stacked box. That was trench warfare at its finest.
This time we're going to have 4 wide against a dime. Matthews rolls right, has a block, throws it, gets it to Mike St. Green at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal to go for Houston.
Finds the gap in the zone on the other side of the field of the rollout right. Look at how many black jerseys there are in the area, but he sees the one spot of green that none of them are nearby, and that post route is going straight there. He delivers it. What a throw.
First and goal from the 7. Pitch out left for Slap. Cannot get around the defender. John Patrick Levine on the stop. We'll probably give him about a couple of yards, get him to the 5. As long as there's no epic blunder here, Houston should have a chance to take the lead. Offset eye. They'll hand it off to the fullback. Ball, no, it's fumbled, but it's picked up by Houston.
Nearly.
Forced it.
Practically, you were playing with fate, my friend.
The run was made by the fullback Lorenzo Neal, but recovered by Sarah Bergens. So it will remain Houston football. But third down and goal. Definitely, probably going to go for the throw here. Adams in motion to the left, sets up trips. Matthews going left side. Oh, it's intercepted! Picked off by Alvin Mack, and he will kneel it down for the touchback.
And the worst case scenario, I understand that you've got reason to trust this backup quarterback with how he's been performing, but not in this extreme short yardage situation. Accept the 3 points. If you can break through the line, you can break through and get 6, but taking the lead isn't bad. Instead, now you've just given away your chance to take the lead.
And continued the curse, to say the least. Wigmore to throw. Gets it over to Irvin, who will get 11 on that play and get the first down.
Man, they try to run, disaster strikes. They try to throw, disaster strikes again. It doesn't feel great if you're a Headhunter fan after that. That's just feeling a little snake bitten.
A little bitten, but I think that's just kind of the things you're going to have to deal with. But just got to adapt to it and make the best of it, and I think they can absolutely do that. They held the lead, and they can absolutely do it again. Wigmore going to throw to the right side. Oh, broken up and incomplete. Chima tried to get his hands on it, but I think that ball was coming out of his hands right as Blake Prine was going to lay the wood.
It's one of those situations where it's two leaping players, a ball that's going towards both of them, but ultimately scattered to the turf. Just a lot of collisions and nothing happens.
Now second down and 10. From the 31. Offset eye, Wigmore on the quick pass will get it out to Chima, who gets just enough to cross the 41 and get the first.
What a beautiful timing route. That's just a one step drop. You just you take the snap, you make your first read, it's there or it's not, and if it's there, you throw it immediately. He lets that one go and throws it where the linebacker doesn't have a chance to make a play on it. Great toss.
Goes right for about 10.5 yards to get the first down. We'll go to the offset eye for this first set of downs. A little check down here for GP Wells. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and Blake Prine wraps him up. Coming up now on 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Tied up at 7 apiece. Houston hoping to get the ball back. The handoff and gets to the 45-yard line. GP Wells having a little bit of struggle so far. He's had about 8 attempts and getting about 15 yards.
It's definitely been tough sledding. He has not found it easy to hit the gaps against his former team. Headhunter's doing a great job of keeping him in check.
It's kind of why he's 20th in the league right now for yardage, about 237 coming into tonight, but 4th in average, about 5.2. Wigmore going to throw, gets away from the pressure, throws it up the middle and incomplete, out of the hands of David Anderson. I don't think that was anywhere close for him to bring it in.
And yet it looked like he was trying to get it. It looks like his fingertips got the ball, but the hit from the defender as he was trying to get it made it to where he had no chance at it. That ball was way too high for him to have a realistic chance of bringing it in. That much is for damn sure.
So Manny Coffins will kick this away. You see the team stats here. Houston is leading in offensive production. The only thing that's keeping this game tied is that pick six that was thrown to the hands of Ben Stackenpaper, as the punt will be wrapped up at the 12-yard line.
And God, I gotta have a second real quick. I hated that return. That's one where you got a star receiver taking a hit from a safety, Giovanni Bolt, 6-time All-Star, going full sprint. That's just asking for trouble.
That's one of the things you absolutely have to just wave it and just go for the fair catch at that point. From the 12, 3 to the left side, 1 to the right. Matthews will throw. Gets the little short pass to Tiberius Bovine and gets it out for a 6-yard gain. Well, we got some time. Let's introduce that Houston Headhunter offense. Shane Matthews is the quarterback. Running backs Josh Slapp and Shepard Bakarian. Wide receivers Israel Adams, Mike St. Green, and the Hall of Famer DR Sim. Tight ends Randy Pierce, Stacey Peace, and Tiberius Bovine. On the line is Kenny Cook and Barry Simeon at tackle. And there's a little bit of tackle work there for Slapp to get the first down. And on guard is Brennan Ryan and Sarah Bergens. A nice little run for Slapp. He's having himself a pretty decent day. 9 attempts for 26 yards. You see Vakarian in the backfield for this one. First down from the 23. It'll be a draw play. Vakarian gets wrapped up from behind by Frank Smith, but not before getting 6.
And I'm seriously got to tip my cap to the Headhunters front 5. I think they're doing an incredible job as a unit to make this squad still able to have a functional offense, even with OJ gone.
Absolutely. Slapp running to the left side. He's got room. Tries to spin around the defender, but Young Vaught is there to bring him down for the first. And that's kind of what we were talking about. You know, the front 5 doing a good job getting blocks, and that's why this Headhunter rushing offense is 3rd in the league.
Look at those huge holes that he has to run through. And that's just the front 5, but also some work by here, the tight end. That's Tiberius Bovine in the area, and I think Daisy Peace over there. The fullback is doing a great job.
A lot of tight end and front fullback work there as we reach the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes here in Baltimore. Houston trying to go down the field, take the lead before the halftime break. This is the SFL on YouTube. Houston from their own 46 here with 2 minutes to go in the half. Matthews going to throw it up the middle, gets it down, and completed to Israel Adams as they get into enemy territory and get the first down.
Now, let me read some stat lines to you real quick. 8 of 17 for 79 yards and 1 interception. 9 of 14 for 1 touchdown and for 138 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Which of these 2 do you think would be the starter or the backup?
That's a good question, and if I didn't have the cheat sheet on me, I would say the first one would be the backup, but I think I'm wrong.
Shane putting on an unbelievable performance so far.
Absolutely, having a great day as Vakarian breaks through defenders, gonna wrap up and roll for the first down. Gets to the 23-yard line as we get our first timeout. Excuse me, second timeout for Houston. They lost their challenge.
And that's just an extra effort. Big frame, 6'2", 224 pound. The former Jacksonville King keeps his legs churning at point of contact to get those extra yards.
And that's the reason why Slapp is first in the league in rushing yards. 5'10" coming into tonight. Matthews to throw. Oh, what a diving interception! What an unbelievable catch from Young Vaught!
That I can't even fault the quarterback for. That's not the case of having a backup in. That's a case of defense having an absolute freak playing nickel there. The strong safety in the coverage for the short route reads it, jumps it. How did he get that?
I am at a loss for words. That is an incredible diving catch for Young Vaught to get the pick and down it for Baltimore at their own 12-yard line. Oh, man. That's interception number 3 for Vaught on the season. Catch there for Chima will move the sticks as they get up just outside the 30.
I'm still reeling. What was that?
That was just an incredible athletic grab from Young Vaught, who's been making himself known. He had the big block on the pick 6. He got planted to the turf on the run, and now makes a diving interception. He's making himself a name here tonight. Wigmore gonna throw out left side, and it's broken up, incomplete. Holder the intended target.
What an effort from Blake Prine on that coverage, huh? The former All-Star is in that instance, he has a choice to make. He can try to make a play on the ball, make another interception himself, or he can just hit the receiver as hard as he can.
I mean, just try to hit it really hard. That's usually how it works. Wigmore going to throw, gets the pocket covered, and out of reach of Matson, incomplete.
And Matson with a tough ask there. That ball was a little bit high and a little bit rough to bring in. And also, even if he makes that catch, Kai Cash is there and is waiting to make that hit. So you're coming down inbounds. The clock is going to keep ticking.
And yeah, that would probably force Baltimore to at least call a timeout. Try and stop the clock. We got 40 seconds left to go here in the first half. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Wigmore rolling to the right. Has time to throw down the middle. Completed over to Anderson, who gets his first catch of the day and moves the sticks.
Fits it in a tight window. I would like to see Baltimore call a timeout or a hurry up here. They're letting the clock run down, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm not sure either. I think they might try to, they're going to try to get themselves a little bit of time here. Maybe they're probably going to go for the deep ball here because they're coming up on 15 seconds. They gotta heave it if they want to have a chance to get into the end zone or try to go for the kick. Clock running down to 10 as Roberts is going in motion. Or they might just be content to leave it to the half.
Might be. It's something you just want to avoid.
Clock going to run out, and it will be completed to Matson, who's wrapped up immediately for the 5-yard gain. I think that was just the case. Baltimore was content to leave it up a tie, and that's exactly what's going to happen. We will go into the first half tied at 7 apiece between Houston and Baltimore as we head into our halftime break. Take a look at the statistics, and if you didn't know what was going on with Houston's quarterback situation, you would think they were having themselves a heck of a game.
And honestly, outside of some unfortunate interceptions for Matthews, he's had a perfectly respectable game moving the ball through the air. It's just that a few mistaken throws have been immediately punished by this Vulture defense, and young Vaught just did some superhuman, unbelievable leaping catches that no human should be able to make. That was so cool.
It was an amazing dive, and I think we're going to see a lot more action coming up on the other side of this break. Second half of this fantastic game is going to come up in just a second, but we got to take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our website, brakesgpt.com. Houston to get the ball. They'll let this one dive into the end zone. That would be one up north, but it's a touchback to bring it to the 20. So welcome back to Sports Gamers Online Stadium here in Baltimore. Check out sportsgamersonline.com or check them out on YouTube to see why millions visit their website and YouTube channel. And don't forget, here in Baltimore, the SFL convention will be here to kick off the league's 25th anniversary, July 10th to the 14th. You can join the SFL Nation on the rooftop of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. Reserve your room at the special group rate at simfl.net. Josh Slapp on the run. Only going to get 2 on that play. We've got an update from Charleston. Let's go to Cam.
Thank you, Ethan. After a rough game last week, Kenny Slider has come to Charleston and is on fire tonight. 12 of 14 for 2 touchdowns, no picks. Lexington leads the Predators 14-3. Back to you.
Thank you there. Matthews going to hand it out to Sim on the pass. He turns around and gets a gain. had to do a little bit of a roundabout way to get there, but he ends up getting positive yardage. Now it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, he'll be coming round the line of scrimmage when he comes. A little bit of a round the bend.
But he made it there, so positive yardage here from Matthews to throw it. Getting the first, no! Tiberius Bovine got covered there, and it'll be incomplete. So an unfortunate 3 and out for the Houston offense here to start the second half.
And this may be a controversial take, but I think that was a very friendly decision by the ref to not throw the laundry there. That hit looked a little bit earlier than the ball was arriving, if you catch my drift.
I know what you mean, Mr. Nudge Nudge. Sonny J to punt this away. This one going down to the 30. Fair catch called by Ivory Irvin. He knew what he had to do that time for sure. They'll take the ball to the Baltimore 31.
For sure. Discretion, the better part of valor. The gunner is right there begging you to do something stupid.
Baltimore to take possession for the first time here in the second half. We saw the numbers from Wigmore, 11 of 22 for 117, 1 pick. Compared that to Shane Matthews, 10 of 17 for 141, a touchdown and 3 picks. And a bit of a slow matriculating play for GP Wells. Ends up going for a gain of 1. As you see the stats there from the first half in favor of Houston. Yeah, as we mentioned, it's just those mistakes from Shane Matthews that's led to this being a tie ball game.
But I've got to keep it a sack. Another thing that's led it is that the Baltimore running game has been absolutely putrid.
They're going to go for the throw here. Wigmore on the deflection. Incomplete. Oh, I thought Irvin was going to get it off the deflection. But did not happen. It will fall to the turf. 3rd and 9.
Almost had some backyard sports moments there, but instead reality reasserts itself. But on what I was talking about the Baltimore running game, both of these backs are averaging 2 or less carries, or 2 or less yards per carry right now.
We'll go to the air again. Wigmore getting away from pressure. Has to run it himself. Trying to get to the first. Gets there to the 45 and wrapped down. Got the first down after seeing nobody open. He says, you know what? I'll just do it myself.
And he nearly doubles the entire rushing output of the Vultures in one go. And that's just some savvy awareness of what pressure is coming his way. He sees the routes are covered downfield, and there's a gap to the left, and he just takes off. Great move.
It comes down for a 16-yard rush for Jack Wigmore. As he'll hand it off to Wells. Again, caught behind his blockers. Ends up going down for a 2-yard gain. As a tackle made by Chris Joseph.
How many plates of weight do you think this defensive line had to push on the tackle sleds this week? Holy crap.
Oh yeah, it's that, and then you got the leg machine, because you always got to remember to do leg day. Wigmore, quick step, getting away from pressure, throws it out. Oh, and it's broken up. Irvin was gonna bring it in, but Kai Cash smashes it out of his hands.
It's okay, young man. Pick your mouthpiece up off the turf. Make sure you don't leave any teeth when you get up. But that one hurt. I know it did. Brush it off. You're gonna be okay.
Sets up 3rd down and 8. Good stop here for Houston would be amazing. 4 receivers, 3 bunch to the right. Wigmore to throw. Has time. Steps left. Going deep right side. Incomplete. Barnhart tried to get it, but it ends up just bouncing off his hands, but all the better. It'll force the punt.
White, crimson, and tan in droves downfield. You had man coverage on each receiver that was streaking, as well as safety help over the top. That was a prayer if ever I saw one, and it was not answered.
So it'll be, a bit of a low snap there for Manny Coffins, as they are going to punt it deep to the left side. They're going to let this roll. And it looks like that went out of the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. It puts the ball right at the 20-yard line. If that ball had a little more English on it, that probably would have just rolled right out to the 1.
Just like a couple of inches of angle difference, and that one is the most coffin of coffin corners for Manny Coffins.
Absolutely, but they'll set it up to the 20 instead. Houston set up with 3 receivers. DR Sim in motion to the right side. Matthews going to hand it off for slap, and he will push himself for a very hard-working 4 yards.
And he's absolutely slapping, if I may say so. It's a workmanlike performance, but it's consistent gains, and it's what they need whenever they need some consistency. And right now, they definitely need some consistency.
Yeah, he's averaging about just a little under 4 yards a carry. And they'll go for Carrion, who's been averaging about 5.6. That run is not going to help that average, though. Frank Smith brings him down for 1.
3rd and 4 here. It's a moment where you're going to have to get a little creative. We do have slap in the backfield, so a run is definitely on the table.
We got 3 receivers. Looks like it's a dime defense, a 41 dime. And Adams will go in motion to the right. He's being pursued by John Patrick Levine. It's be man coverage there on the corners. Matthews to throw. Oh, it's out of the hands of Sim. Incomplete.
And I can't even blame Sim on that one. He's reaching up to go get that one, but Elijah Warfield grabs him out of the air like this is the WWE and just crocodile roll torques downwards, wrenching his body out of the sky.
So it ends up being a 3-and-out drive for Houston. And they will put this away. Sonny J kicking it down the field. Going to be taken at the 35-yard line. Irvin trying to push for some extra yards. He'll get about 6 on the return. And that will set up Baltimore at the 41-yard line. Question for everybody in the chat tonight. How many likes do we have on this video so far? It doesn't matter. It's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Baltimore set up now at their own 41-yard line. Going to go split receivers with an offset eye. The handoff, and Wells getting a decent gain. Will get 6 on the run to set up 2nd and 4.
Genuinely, I think that's his most impressive run of the night. Not only is it his longest run, but just he got into contact early into actually making it through the gap there, and still forces his way for 4 more.
We've got 3 tight ends for 2nd down. It'll be a handoff to Murray, who will get the 4 he needs, cross the 50 into enemy territory, and get the 1st down.
I was just wondering if Wigmore was going to start finding his receivers because he's only on 44% completion, or if the running game was finally going to get going. At some point, one of these things has to start working if Baltimore is going to defend home turf.
Absolutely does. Chima's going to go in motion. He'll set up to the left side. They've got them. The defense is assigned to their position players. Here's Roy Gaines doing some work on the ground. He'll push himself ahead and get 4 yards.
It's his first carry of the night. Give it to the fullback. Let the big man roll forward.
Yeah, this is the running game so far for Baltimore, combined for 50 yards of rushing so far tonight. Chima going to go in motion to the left for 2nd and 6. You see how Houston's stacking the box here. Definitely anticipating the run. It will happen. A run out to the right side. And a little bit of a getaway for Wells, but he'll be stopped just short. We're going to mark it as 3rd down and 1.
If he breaks that tackle, it's open field at that point. That is a potentially touchdown-saving tackle on the edge there, and that is an absolute helmet sticker, if you will.
So now 3rd down and 1 from the Houston 39. Heavy I formation. Handoff for Murray. Gets the 1st down to the 30-yard line. Good push up the middle to keep the chains moving.
And even though Murray's an inch taller than GP Wells, he is only 180 pounds. And with that thin, lanky frame of his, he's able to get skinny without having to skip or sidestep his momentum. He's able to slip through these gaps at full speed.
Wigmore going to throw. Has plenty of time. Going to go for the deep ball, and it's broken up. Great coverage from Kai Cash to knock that ball loose.
Benji Matson on the target there, former 2-time All-Star, former Maverick, would have had a catch that would have put the Vultures into the end zone, but just could not hang on to it. Both secondaries being very physical tonight.
And I think that secondary for Houston is what really needs to step up against the passing game of Wigmore. They're going to go for the pass again, and that one's overthrown and incomplete. Mattson, the intended receiver.
Big 3rd and 10 here. If the Vultures or if the Headhunters can force a stop, they can probably hold this to just a field goal.
Keep it a 3-point game, absolutely. 3rd and 10. They got to get to the 21. Wigmore going to roll left. Going for the pass. Gets it to Chima to the first down at the 17-yard line. We saw the stats there. They were 5 for 10 on 3rd down. Make it 6 of 11.
Shark Tarkington was warming his leg up, but now he's putting his jacket back on. The offense gets a huge first down here. What a catch from Mac Chima.
And this is kind of what they got to do. They got to break through this passing defense. This Houston defense 3rd in the league in fewest passing yards allowed per game at 153. And that one caught the Chima, and he will push his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore!
And it was bound to happen at some point. I wondered which part of the offense would start clicking together. As it turns out, it's both. Wigmore starts finding his receivers in space. Wells and Murray both start hitting the gaps with urgency and getting big gains, and that is exactly what the home crowd needed. What a start to the what a great second half adjustment.
Absolutely. Baltimore taking the lead for the first time tonight. Now 13-7 pending the extra point from Shark Tarkington. Drive going 9 plays, 59 yards as the extra point up and through. Makes it 14-7 with 3:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still plenty of time for Houston to get back into this ball game, get back into the end zone, and plenty of opportunities to make this another tie ball game. Kick underway here will be taken out of the end zone. That'll be a touchback, resetting Houston at their own 20-yard line. So the first passing touchdown for Jack Wigmore tonight comes in the later half of the 3rd quarter. Wigmore now 13 of 29 for 147, 1 score, 1 pick. He's a 57.7 QBR right now compared to Shane Matthews, who's currently a 60. St. Green going to go in motion to the left. Play clock down to 3. They're going to have to snap this soon. They will. It'll be a handoff to Vakarian from the fullback spot, and he gets about 4 yards.
And that's what I was thinking that we needed to see a little bit more of, because the Houston offense has been using the pass attack, and while it did pay dividends in the 1st quarter, you have not scored since then. You have to make some adjustments.
And they have a decent running game, but the problem is Baltimore's defense, 7th in the league for fewest rushing yards allowed per game, at just a little under 100, and Slap will get a couple more yards to boot. They make it 3rd down and 4.
It's definitely been tough sledding. The running backs have been gained for and have been getting good averages overall so far tonight, but it has been a tough ask to just say, we're just going to run the ball all night.
3rd and 4, 3 receivers versus the nickel. Matthews to throw. Has some time. Gonna go for the middle pass. Oh, overthrew his target. Incomplete.
Completely sails that one on a 3rd down where you really want to try and at least get some momentum moving down the field, and this is basically the worst case scenario, an immediate 3 and out.
Yeah, an unfortunate 3 and out, and against a defense that, as we said, 3rd to the bottom in the league for passing yards allowed, 234 on average by this Baltimore defense, but they have managed to keep it close as Irvin will take the return to the Baltimore 41-yard line.
And honestly, it's been an impressive effort by this Vultures unit. They knew going into this game that there would be an opportunity to take advantage of not having to face O.J. Bruin, and they have come out with extreme aggression as a result, and it has paid dividends.
We'll see how aggressive they are here, whether they're doing on the ground or through the air. Split backs, receivers to the left. There'll be a handoff. And Wells wrapped up immediately by Garrett Evans right as after he crosses the line of scrimmage. They'll count him for 2.
And Evans is staying home for just a second in case it was play action. But as soon as he saw that, as soon as he could see through the hole, GP Wells coming out, he immediately responded.
2nd down and 8, split receiver, split ends. Wigmore with time, gets it away. They'll be short of the 1st down. Tackle there from Guy Incognito. But 3rd down and 2 after the Ivory Irvin catch.
Sorry, you said tackle by who?
Guy Incognito.
Wait, who?
It's the guy who looks like Homer, but he's got the mustache and the top hat. You know, the same time you see a dog with a puffy tail.
Oh, I got you.
And it'll be a handoff here for Wells, and pushing his way in enemy territory, getting the 1st down, wrapped up at the Houston 40.
I think he got at least 5 yards there, completely untouched. The guard pulls, the blocking off the edge is absolutely incredible efforts. You can see one being thrown there by the tight end Jackson Roberts to help seal that edge. Just a clinic on how to throw lead blocks.
And Wells starting to assert himself a little more tonight. 14 carries for 41 yards. He's averaging about 3, so the average is starting to go up. Pass here will be completed on the left side to Ivory Irvin. We'll get another 8 yards to boot.
And those are the kinds of passes that Jack Wigmore has not been making in the first half, but now he's starting to find those spots where even if the Headhunters secondary is cheating up.
Another draw play here. Wells going to get the 1st down. It's a little close to call there, but they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Crossing the line to gain to the 30.
Not worth throwing the challenge flag on either. But Wigmore's throwing the pass where even if the Headhunters defense is cheating, his receivers still have the favored chance to make the play.
Probably the final play here of the 3rd quarter as Warren Murray will push his way down for a 4-yard gain. Gets himself another 4 to get him to 20 on the night. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Put some 4s up in the chat, folks. 1 quarter of football to play. The Vultures leading the Headhunters 14-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League here on YouTube. Take a quick break. Read us our rights.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
We flip the field and get started here with the 4th quarter. Ethan Muslin, Alex West here on the call tonight. And Wells with the run will get about a yard loss. We'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Also want to give some love to Justin Resign, Bismarck Wright, doing some statistics for us, getting all the important information and numbers to us, and doing a great job, as always. 3rd down and 7 for Baltimore. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Wigmore gonna throw. 4 on the rush. Gets for the deep ball. Oh, and it's out of the hands of Chima. If he hauls that in, he's gone for the score.
But Chima's hands were not the only ones in the airspace. Right there, Blake Prine is looking to make another huge play tonight. Either one of them could have come away with it. Instead, both of them have to settle for watching that one fall to the turf. But that leaves Prine preening to the sideline.
So bring up Shark Tarkington, looking for his 10th field goal of the season, and he gets it. Now 10 for 10 on the season, making it 17-7 with 9:31 to go here in the 4th quarter. That's also his 352nd field goal made in his career. He's the top of the charts on kickers, and that's the reason he became a Hall of Famer just earlier this summer at the SFL convention.
You like freaky stats, Ethan?
Oh, I'm always a little freaky.
So coming into this game, Baltimore was leading the league in total points scored per game by their offense, almost 34.6 per game. And Headhunters come in at number 4, 27.4 points per game. Everyone expected an offensive shootout. Look at the over-under, for Christ's sake, 57.5 points. Instead, we're languishing at 24. What is happening?
We've got 24 because this has been a good defensive battle between both of these squads, to say the very least. First down from the 20. It'll be a handoff for Slap. He's wrapped up immediately and brought down for a 2-yard gain. That was Al Walker on the tackle. You got to figure at some point Houston's going to have to rely on Shane Matthews' arm again to get the job done.
At this point, they don't have a choice. They're down 2 scores in the 4th.
Watch Frank Smith up the middle. He might go for the blitz. No, he'll back it off. Matthews will throw. Deep to the right. Gets it out to Adams, who's got room to run at midfield down at the 45 of Baltimore. That's the breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Brakes GPT. Sports memorabilia, breakers, and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check him out at BrakesGPT.com. He just slid that one missed tackle, and he was off. And I think he could have gone all the way if he could slip out of that other tackle.
Ben stacking paper already, who has one highlight play, is looking for another, but instead he gets posterized on that one. One missed tackle away from pay dirt for number 10.
Vakarian, another bulldoze, and he gets the first down to the 32-yard line. 12 more yards for Vakarian.
Absolute obliteration. Be gone. Oh, my God.
And again, it's young Vaught facing the bulldozer of Vakarian.
He has been struggling in those heads of Oklahoma drills. I feel bad for him, but 195 pounds against 224, how do you expect that to go?
Matthews to throw, has plenty of time, gets it away. Wide open man, it's Mike St. Green to the 10-yard line, 1st and goal Houston, and they are closing in on making this a one-score game.
All the safety coverage is super deep, covering the end zone because there are routes going that way. Instead, this post route that is going over the middle, Mike St. Green is left running into open space, and this is just the easiest throw in the world to make.
So now 1st down, goal to go. Chance to make this a one-score game. 2 receivers each side. The old Chuck Woolery. Matthews going to check it down. Gets it completed to Bovine. Tried to push his way to the end zone, but he's pushed out of bounds at the 2.
And a check down becomes mana. That is one of the most impressive and creative moments that they've used to scheme all night in these short yardage situations. And in this case, it leaves the flat wide open.
And they're going to go jumbo package. Pitch it out for Slap. Got room into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Josh Slap hits pay dirt, and we have ourselves a football game. Back up, schmack up. This man, Shane Matthews, is here to lead his squad to victory if he can.
So on that drive, Matthews went 3 for 3 on passing plays for 56 yards and 3 runs for 16, including that 2-yard touchdown run. And we are an extra point away from being a 3-point ball game. Sonny J puts it up and gets it through. Now 17-14 with 7:22 to go here in the ball game. 6 plays, 72 yards on that drive. And now Houston back in it. See how their defense will respond as they have to take the field one more time. Return up the middle. Oh, a little bit of a breakaway here for David Anderson, but he's wrapped up and brought down at the Baltimore 32-yard line. Let's head back to Charleston with another game break.
Thank you, Ethan. Lexington at Charleston. More fabulous football here in Week 7. Nick Hoagland gets the score. The Predators are back in at 17-13. Lexington late in the 3rd. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Always an exciting couple of games here on the Sunday night block. There's a handoff. Wells gets met just a little after the line of scrimmage. He'll roll out for a 4-yard gain. Wrapped up there by Incognito.
And now Baltimore has a decision to make. How much do you want to try and just run the ball to milk the clock? How much do you feel that you want to mix in the pass to keep the defense honest? Where's your priority here? But lots of hands on the ground and stacking in the box. We've got ourselves a slobber knocker coming up.
And it'll be a rush to the right side for Murray, and he's wrapped up by Clark. He gets another 4 yards. Now 3rd down and 2.
Brady Clark screaming in like a supersonic missile on that one. I love his response to the run there.
It's 3rd down and 2. 2 tight ends to the left. 2 receivers split. It'll be a handoff up the middle. Again, Wells will get the first down. Just 3 yards, but it's all they needed to move the sticks.
A rare moment where Garrett Evans is on the case. He's there. He's trying to make the tackle, but he cannot collect on that one as well. Just slips through his fingers.
Resets the downs now at the 45 of Baltimore. Nickel pack here for the Headhunters. The handoff. Oh, met at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle on that play by Chris Britton III. I'm going to credit him with probably about a half yard.
I love that one. Nickel formation. You got 5 backs there in secondary to make coverage, and you send both the linebackers on interior blitzes, and that's exactly where the run was going.
Wigmore to throw, going down to the left side. Oh, and that is incomplete.
What?
Oh, no! Wait a minute! Irvin makes the catch on the bounce! Unbelievable awareness by Ivory Irvin to haul in that football.
And we thought we saw one of those earlier in the game, but now we actually get to witness one. What in the miracle catches this off the helmet, but still at the shoestrings? Irvin scoops that one to put that one. What on earth?
Ivory Irvin doing his best Franco Harris impression there. Off the helmet of Benji Matson, picks it up off the turf before it hits the turf. And it's a first down for Baltimore at the 31 of Houston. Wigmore down the middle. Wide open Matson into the end zone. Touchdown Vultures. They're an extra point from a 10-point lead.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end. He's uncovered. He's streaking up the seam. The coverage is not accounting for him, and he's behind everybody. And that is Wigmore's best throw of the day.
Best drive of the day for Wigmore as well. 2 for 2 for 46 yards on through the air. Finishing out with a 30-yard touchdown pass to Benji Matson. Tarkington kicking the extra point up and through. We'll make it 24-14 with 5:03 to go here in the 4th quarter. Remember to join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of SFL this week at 7:15 p.m. Eastern on Monday. Before 2 3-2 teams square off, the Carolina Skyhawks visit the Nashville Tempo in this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff will be at 8:15 Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew on SFL YouTube. DR Sim rolling out to the left side, getting a really good return. Will put the ball at Houston's own 40.
That's some real I put the team on my back type attitude stuff. It's a kickoff return, but the little spin cycle, and he finds the edge here almost to put his team on the 40. This is as good a field position as you could ask for a Headhunters offense.
And props to Shark Tarkington, too, for stepping up and making that play. He pushed Sim out of bounds on that one. If he had to cower, even just for the slightest bit, I think Sim would be still running out to the end zone.
No disagreement there, Ethan. None at all. DR Sim is so fast.
Houston from their own 40. 3 receivers for 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff. Up the middle for Slap. He'll get about 5. Decent run, but they're going to have to start going through the air at some point, and they're doing pretty well. They're on par with Baltimore on the passing attack.
Going blow for blow with them here, the difference maker truly is the simple fact that you've thrown 3 interceptions here.
And that one of them did go for a pick 6. Otherwise, this is a 3-point game. And a great run from Vicarian to the outside to get the first down crossing midfield.
Breaks one tackle and somehow forces extra yardage on the second one. The gas tank on that man is unbelievable.
Yeah, Vicarian, another amazing talent seen in the minor league. He's been having himself a fantastic career in the early go. There's a run for Slap, getting another 4 yards. I think that was Mack who wrapped him up on that one.
Okay, now that we're within 4 minutes, I hope to see the Headhunters offense get a little more aggressive, a little bit more up-tempo here. They are down 10. It is time to get moving.
They have to hit the end zone at least once. They're going to go for a handoff. Vicarian trying to push the pile. Doesn't get anything there. They're going to go for the hurry up here, 3rd and 7. Resetting to the jumbo pack. Matthews throwing, incomplete. And that was a little wide to the right there on the pass. So bring up 4th down.
Looking to catch the defense off guard by keeping in that jumbo package, but going to a passing down because it is ultimately still 3rd and 7. Trying to force some mismatches, trying to force people into bad decisions. 4th down, here we go.
4th down and hoping to keep the game alive for Houston. Mike St. Green going to go in motion to the right. It'll be 2 and 2. Slap in the backfield. Dime package for Baltimore. Matthews to throw. Going left. Oh, it's off the hands of Adams. Incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs. And Houston's defense is going to have to step up to get the ball back.
An absolute heartbreaker of a throw. It's on target, but it's a little bit too late. You need to be delivering that one a little bit earlier because the safety help is coming over the top. If you throw that one earlier, if you make it have enough zip on it, you can make that completion, but it's just too tough to ask a backup to make that consistently.
I mean, still props to Matthews, who's had himself a decent day, as Wells is going to take the pitch, gets some room, shuffles over another defender, and gets to the 40 of Houston. Nice big play from GP Wells. He's been looking for one of those all day.
Definitely been looking to do everything he can to deliver a beating to his former team. GP Wells has been fired up tonight. And this is one of those plays that he's going to be smiling about as he goes home tonight. The effort has been incredible from the run game. They did not have a whole lot of success early, just running into a brick wall over and over again. But like a stream running through a rock, that rock will split. Now the dam is bursting on the run defense of the Headhunters.
Yeah, and that's been one of the weak points of this Headhunter defense. They've given up considerable yardage on the ground, averaging about 115 per game. As another run for that's Murray on the run. We'll get about 4.
And go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this Baltimore Vultures team, the three-headed monster of Warren Murray, GP Wells, and T. Roy Gaines are an incredible force to be reckoned with here. Coming into tonight, they combined for 504 yards of rushing, making them 9th in the league. In their career, they have combined for over 33,000 yards of offense on the ground. Granted, that's over about a dozen or so seasons, but still incredible run for all involved. As Wells, this younger of the trio, the 6th-season vet, gets another 1st down. Great little run there to bring us down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in Baltimore. Vultures hoping to go to 4 and 2. Houston hoping to get back in it. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube.
And look how far this drive has already gone. Look how far downfield Baltimore has been able to get just by running the football primarily on this drive. It has been tough for the Headhunters to stop.
There'll be another rush up the middle. I think that's Murray on the run. Getting a couple of... No, excuse me. That was Wells getting 2 on the play. The first time out called by Houston.
Definitely feeling the fatigue setting in for the Headhunters front 7. They have done a valiant effort. Or they've given it all they've got all night. But at this point, it's starting to become too much. The snaps are adding up.
Yeah, this drive has been very, very tiring for the Houston defense. Oh, that's not a bad stop there, though. There's going to be another timeout called. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Some more funky stats for you. We had 1 offensive touchdown in the first quarter. 1 offensive touchdown in the second quarter. No offensive touchdowns in the third quarter. And then boom, 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 3 scores in the fourth.
Unbelievable there. There's a run there for Wells to make up 4th down and 4. Final timeout called by Houston. So Tarkington will probably come out to kick the field goal. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we had the first quarter, nothing. Had the 1 score from Houston. Then Baltimore tied it up in the second on the pick.
Oh yes.
And then suddenly, now just a slew of offense here in the fourth quarter. Tarkington to kick this one, and it will go through for the field goal. That'll make it 27-14 with 1:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. If there is any solace for Houston fans out there, this is the smallest margin of defeat for Houston against the Baltimore Vultures. They have lost against Baltimore all 5 times that they have faced them prior to tonight. It's looking like it might be number 6, but you never know what might happen. Crazy things do happen here in the SFL. And this kick will be taken deep in for the touchback. But the last time these two faced each other, it was a 15-point loss, and it looks like this will be the smallest one at 13. Let's head back to Charleston real quick. We got another game update here with Cam.
Thank you, Ethan. All 4 second-half drives have resulted in points in that one, and we're all tied at 20. 6 minutes left. When you're done, we'll see you over there. Back to you in Baltimore.
Thank you, Cam. Yeah, head over to that game, Lexington and Charleston, after the conclusion of this game, and that pass by Matthews incomplete. Adams, the intended receiver.
Now there's no question of what we're going to be seeing a lot of. It's going to be Shane Matthews, and it is time to sink or swim. If you're going to pull off a miracle, this is the moment.
And they've got to get it done. Even with those 3 picks, he's still been doing pretty well for himself. 13 to 25, 197 yards with the score. Just got to put another one on the board. Adams in motion to the right side. Matthews quick step. Down, tried to go for Mike St. Green, but overthrew his target, incomplete.
And that's a tough timing route to hit, especially with how many defenders there are in the area, affecting both the receiver running that route and where your windows to throw are. That is not an easy route to hit, but at the same time, there's not many other reads on that play.
So they're going to go 4 wide, 2 and 2. Looks like slaps in the backfield for this one. And they're going to fake the handoff. Time to throw for Matthews. Deep down the right side. Oh, off the hands of Mike St. Green. Incomplete. There'll be one more play, tentatively, for Houston before they have to give it up. They got to move down the field here, at least to the 30, to move the sticks. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here comes Bovine, the tight end in motion to the left. They're going to split it to 2 and 2. Dime package for Baltimore. Crowd on their feet here at Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Faking the handoff. Time for Matthews. Gets it away in time. Incomplete. Israel Adams heads coverage. Giovanni Bolt breaks it up. And that's a turnover on downs. And the crowd in Baltimore can drive home safely.
Absolutely they can, but I think that they just might stay until the final whistle to cheer on their boys after an exceptional team performance. The Headhunters came in here and posed a very serious challenge to this Vulture squad, and for 3 quarters, this game was close.
It was a very close game, and as I mentioned before, that pick 6 is really the difference maker in this matchup. Otherwise, we're talking about a 6-point difference as opposed to a 13-point difference. Still the smallest margin of victory for Baltimore against Houston. So that number has been going down through all of their meetings. The first one they lost by 30, and then I know they don't want to talk about that. It was also 36 and 33-point margin of victories, but then it went down to 21 in season 18, down to 15 in season 20. Then they never saw each other since. This is the first time in a year and a half that Houston and Baltimore have met, and it's now a 13-point margin between the two teams. I think there is absolutely every possibility the next time these two face, hopefully it will be in the not-too-distant future and not in some far-off future, but I think there is every possibility that Houston can pull a win, and I think it will absolutely happen sooner rather than later.
It's certainly something I agree with you on, but that's a stat that's being provided to us from the stat truck, a freaky one indeed. Every single team in the South Division was in a non-divisional matchup, and they all lost 0-5 across the board. No movement on the standings, any direction.
I don't want to talk about it. 3rd down and 13, one more kneel down to finish the ball game. Baltimore will go to 4 and 2. They're going to go to Queen City to face the Corsairs before the big bye. Houston will go to 3 and 3 and host Fort Worth. That's the final here at Sports Gamers Online Stadium. Baltimore defeating the Headhunters 27-14. it's a 2-score win, but it didn't feel like a 2-score win for most of it. It was a 7-point battle up until the fourth quarter.
It really was, but ultimately, it felt like a situation where the Vultures were just bound to find a way to break through the Headhunter D eventually, whereas the Headhunters showed only one drive or 2 drives where they had serious offensive momentum on their side. One they did score on, but the other was an absolute heartbreaker of an interception that was touched back in the end zone. It's too much to ask a team or a backup QB to go up against one of the top flight teams in their own house, but all the same, Shane Williams gave it all he's got, and hats off to him.
Absolutely. Final score once again, 27-14, Baltimore over Houston. From our partner Alex West, statisticians Bismarck Wright, Justin Reside, and our producer, Commissioner Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, I'm Ethan Muslin. Stay here on YouTube. The final of Lexington and Charleston is just on the other side of that link, so you don't want to go anywhere. See the rest of the SFL action here tonight.